Hello and welcome to another Royal Reviewer Talk of the Crown. Hello and welcome. It is Saturday, the 12th of October 2019, and we have lots of royal stories to talk about, including James Middleton with his mental health struggles. Prince William went to a pub to watch the football. We have Meghan revealing, the pen pal friend of Meghan revealed that Meghan is a pen pal. I'm going to be talking about my trip to London. Prince Andrew has been out horse riding. Prince Charles has revealed certain things from a new ITV documentary. We have one of Catherine's aides has gone in certain circumstances. We'll be talking about that. The Queen's been back to work doing an investiture and an engagement today. We're going to be talking about the state opening of Parliament, Duchess Kate's newer, blonder hair, and of course there has been photographs of The Crown Season 4, which is being filmed with Diana and Charles. So I want all your thoughts and opinions on those, on what they look like. So anyway, welcome and hello to my Saturday night live chat. I am hoping that notifications are going out. I think they are. And I hope you've all had a really fabulous and wonderful week this week. So I'm going to go to the chat room and see who is here. I know there was quite a few people here before. If you're new, I do a weekly chat show about the royal family every single Saturday, live at 10 o'clock GMT, which is British time. And basically, I have a few notes, but it's all led by you guys. I will talk about whatever you guys want. I will read out all of your as many comments as I possibly can. Just to explain about slow mode. So slow mode, if you're watching live in the chat, means you can only post every 60 seconds, and it's to basically just slow things down a little bit to make it more manageable. And also it keeps, well, it doesn't keep out trolls, but it stops trolls just from posting a load of waffle, one message after the other. So I just thought I'd explain about that. Also, a really big thank you to my moderators. They are amazing, and mwah to you for being amazing and stars. Right, I'm going to skip down to the bottom and see some of the hellos. Hello to everybody. Palmer says, how late am I? 3 minutes. 3 minutes late. Bobo, why? Says Jessica Mulroney has her own Netflix series, Wedding That. Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, that'll be interesting. Don't forget Princess Anne. Yes. Although, to be honest, there hasn't been a lot of coverage of Princess Anne. And when it comes to reporting on these things, I can only go on what the royal family put out, and there hasn't been a lot coming back about it, to be quite honest. Hello to Sylvia, which is a shame. It is a real shame, because I do think that, those kind of tours and engagements are really important, and they should get more coverage than what they do. Let me know what you think about that. Hello to Sylvia from Disneyland. Hello. Just looking. Oh, right. Okay. I think I've got to the start of when I first came on. Hayden King says, thanks, mods. Oh, wait, that's me. That is you, indeed. Becky Ray says, you look fantastic. Thank you. Am I in focus? I think I am. Let's explain about tonight's outfit. So, to be honest, I've lost a bit of weight, my loves. I actually got on the scales today, and in a month, I've lost 8 pounds, which is obviously £2 a week. And it wasn't intentional. So, I have lost a bit of weight, and yeah, I wanted to wear a shirt today, but it was too big for me, so I have lost a little bit of weight, as you can see, and yeah, so I've had to buy some new clothes, and I'm wearing the Catherine Cartier halo tiara that she wore for her wedding, borrowed off the Queen. So I'm wearing that today, which I know is kind of not really showing because of my hair, but there it is. I'm sure you can see it from the side. And I'm wearing, this is not a royal replica, but I really like this one. It's kind of oversized brooch. I like it. Adrian the King says, lemon drizzle works in miraculous ways. It does. If you eat lots of lemon drizzle, you lose weight. Yes, that's my tip. That's my top tip. Jill Beck says, you look fabulous. Thank you. Kathy G says, maybe they should hire their own photographer. They should hire their own. I've said it for a year now, at least. Publicly, I've said it. I thought it for a long time, but I've publicly said it. and I'll keep saying it until somebody hears me and actually does it, they need to hire their own photographers, videographers. I think it should be people from the Prince's Trust or from disadvantaged backgrounds who need a chance in the industry. And I think that there are lots of young people from disadvantaged backgrounds who have skills in videography and photography. And I think the royal family should hire them to work for them to put out photographs and videos that they actively want people to share and use on social media without fear of copyright claims or any of that nonsense. Just, things that they want to kind of spread the good word of the royal family. They should do that because, lots of people nowadays have blogs and share things and YouTube channels, and it would just be really nice to be able to have high quality material coming out of the royal family directly, which they actively want you to share to get the message out. But also, like I say, there's also the advantage of retaining the copyright, so that if someone uses any of their videos or photographs in a really inappropriate way, shall we say, then they can pull it because they retain the copyright on it. So I think it would just be a really good way forward, and it's that way of embracing social media because, as we know, 9 point whatever million people subscribed, followed Sussex Royal within a matter of months. So, it's big, it's powerful, social media is the way forward. People aren't going to traditional news outlets because they know that they have, dodgy narratives and, agendas, hidden agendas or not so hidden agendas in some people's cases. So, I think being, the source of their own material is the way forward, and I would love to see that. So, and I will keep being an advocate for that, most definitely. Tammy says you should sell your own brand weight loss lemon drizzle. You'd be a zillionaire. I think I would. Rosary says, ate my lunch, I'm back. Welcome back. Sean says, lemon drizzle sounds like a cool rap name. Lemon drizzle? On my drizzle, my nizzle. Yes, don't do that. That's the last time I do that. Southern Lady says, I agree, it would be wonderful if they hired young people from the Prince's Trust. It would, or from the Commonwealth. I mean, Harry and Meghan with their roles in the Commonwealth, I'm sure they could find, people that need a helping hand, a bit of a lift up. Live Love and Laugh says, lemon drizzle really would like to lose that belly fat. Well, there you go. Lemon drizzle and Christmas cake with marzipan and icing. It works a treat, it really does. Thank you for all the I look good comments. Sharona says, question, what address is best providing to Princess Beatrice and Princess Eugenie? I would say the main Buckingham Palace one will always get a response. But seeing as Eugenie lives at Kensington Palace at the moment, I would say send Eugenie to Kensington and you could send Beatrice to St James's Palace. But certainly you won't go wrong with Buckingham Palace. Yes, Rhonda, we all need a crate full of lemon drizzle. Billions of lemon drizzles. Louisa says, hello. Thanks for putting the P.O. box a little while ago. Finally, I found which notebook I put it in. It's always in, my P.O. box is always in the description of my live chat videos. Not all of the weekly live one, I should say. New York has been a bit sunny today. Can't wait for more photos of Meghan. We all can't. Is the state opening on Monday? Yes, it is on Monday, and I may as well talk about that whilst it's come up. So let me just find my link. Hang on just a second. Here we go. So, yes, the state opening of Parliament is Monday. Basically, Boris Johnson prorogued Parliament again for this. So the original proroguement was suspended and was made null and void. But then he waited a few weeks and then did another one to do the Queen's speech. So it is happening on Monday. There is talk, obviously, about will the Queen wear the crown or not. It is understood at present that she is unlikely to wear the crown. Now, of course, it is a massive weight. It weighs 2.3 pounds, containing 2,868 diamonds, 273 pearls, 17 sapphires and 17 emeralds. is too heavy for the monarch to wear in her advancing years, is the claim. Now, she didn't wear it for the last opening in 2017, where it was basically almost like a stripped down opening of Parliament. She didn't wear any of the regalia, and the crown was carried in front of her, and of course Charles accompanied her. So I think we're going to see, I think this time we're going to see the Queen in the robes. I think we're going to see all the regalia, except I don't think we're going to see her wearing the actual imperial state crown. I think that will be carried in front of her, which is fine. It weighs an awful lot of weight, and hey, you know, she's 93. I think we can forgive her wearing that big old heavy lump of rocks. So yes, I don't think she is going to wear it. Probably she will keep wearing the George the IV state diadem. So yes, I think she'll continue to wear that. She normally wears that to enter Parliament, but I think she'll continue wearing it, and then obviously she'll do the Queen's speech, which is written by the government. I don't think there's any other further information about that. No, just a little bit of information about it being resized. Queen Alexandra in 1902 had it resized. She removed 11 diamonds to fit her smaller head, and the Queen Mother also had it resized. And I don't think the Queen has had it resized, so she probably has a similar size head to that of her mother. But yes, we are going to get a Queen's speech on Monday, so that will be very, very, very interesting. And for those of you, I'm probably not going to be able to show footage of the Queen's speech because there'll be all copyright issues and that kind of thing. But I will be able to do something about it on the patrons only Facebook group. So if you want to see my reaction to the speech, if you join Patreon and then request to join the patrons only Facebook group, I will be doing something in there on the state opening of Parliament. So do go and check that out. Right. Let's see. Pam says, I want that diet. I think you're referring to the lemon drizzle. Peyton the King says, it's okay. They should recognise her without the crown. I think they should recognise her without the crown. It's that big fluffy white hair, the face. We've seen it all on stamps and on coins. I think she'll get... Oh, do you know what? What if ever someone did ask her for ID and she pulled out a stamp or a coin or a note? That would be quite funny. Yeah, that's my portrait there. Yes. No, she didn't have her head resized. She had the diadem resized. People, come on. Stop it. Don't do it. Elliot Poodle says, and this too will be done. I'll tell him after he fixes it. Oh, I think I've missed that one. What's that one? Barbie says, the Queen is a jewel, whether wearing them or having them carried. I think they will know who she is regardless. I think so too. Sean says, there are so many crowns and tiaras and jewels in the royal collection, it would take a woman 5 days to get through it all. And me. Sharona says, I sent you a letter to your PO box, hope you got it. I opened some in last week's Elliot's British Life weekly vlog, but if I will check again next week. I normally check my box on Sundays because it's open for longer hours, so I will check again on Sunday. Auntie D's, thank you, has donated $5. A little something to go to the pound store. Hope the screaming... Oh, not that screaming lady. Yes, thank you so much. And of course you get a golden fan clap. Mwah, to you for supporting the channel. Thank you. Yes, it will be on the BBC. And it will probably be on YouTube. The BBC have started putting things out on YouTube, which makes it impossible to make videos on it because they just do automatic ID claims. So it's pretty much impossible to make a video of something which is already being streamed live on YouTube. So, hey, head on over to the Patrons Only Facebook group and I'll be able to do something there. Hayden the King says, I won't be able to watch the opening. Oh no, I know, because I know. It's sad, but you record it. Gail says, well, dang, no notice, but I remembered. I don't know why it sends notifications out to some people and other people it doesn't. I have no idea. Mikhail says, why don't you volunteer to wear the coronation crown? I would. If I could, I would be there and I would wear it for her. I most definitely would. Just Me says, there are always characters at the dollar store. Tell me about it. One scared me rotten. Bentley says, the Queen also looks like she's lost some weight on her last outing. It's all that horse riding and outdoor activity. And now that Philip's retired, he's keeping her very active, if you know what I mean. Cheryl says, you need smaller clothes. Please don't lose any more weight. I bought some smaller clothes. Is Sophie Wessex a princess? Technically, yes. Technically, she is Princess Edward. But obviously, she goes by the Countess of Wessex. Mary Brun says, my internet froze, so I didn't hear for a minute. Do we know of a date for Beatrice's wedding? No, we do not know a date. Those details are probably quite far off at the moment. But as soon as I know, I'll let you know. Let's have a look. Vivian says, how do you sign up for the Patreon-only group? Go to patreon.com. I think the link is in the description. Find Royal Reviewer and then just follow the steps on there. And then you have to request to join the Facebook group separately. Tim says, where is Prince Philip living? He typically resides at Sandringham most of the time, at Wood Farm. However, I do believe sometimes he goes to Windsor Castle, and he has been up at Balmoral with the Queen during the summer break. But the Queen is back at work now. She's being a busy queen, a busy bee. Let me scroll up, because I think I probably missed a few comments. The Greater Bilby says, a guy I know had rapid weight loss during his marriage breakup and found out he developed stress-induced type 2 diabetes. Oh no, well the lemon drizzle won't help that, will it? Reason for not wearing the crown? I think weight. I just think weight. I mean, it's heavy. Imagine 2.3 pounds on your head. Go and get a few bags of sugar and put it on. And then be 93. Biz Burgess says, your weight loss is most likely due to your unwelcome stress. It will settle down if it doesn't see a doctor. I think, yeah, I mean, I've not been eating terribly well, I have to say. Vivian says, I agree with you about them hiring their photography and video personnel and to retain the copyright. Great idea. Hope they are listening. I hope so too, and I will keep going on about it. Elsie Poodle says, in my opinion, all men should don a suit once in a while. They should indeed. I brought this thought up to my husband only to be stared at for a long time. They should. Go on cruises, and then you have to dress up for formal night on certain cruises. When is William and Catherine going on their tour? Very soon. Rose says, I heard the Sussexes are not living at Frogmore Cottage from another... What? No, they are still living there. That's nonsense. That is ridiculous. They are still living at Frogmore. Liv now says, isn't Chris Jackson a personal royal? No, not personal. He has his own agency, and he just is often, you know, allowed to take the photographs, but not personal, not sole photographer, no. No more further word on Beatrice's wedding, no. Not at Zimmerment. Mary says, today is usually... Yes, it is. It's their first wedding. My goodness, how fast that has flown by. A year. Can you believe it? All the excitedness of the wedding, or the excitement rather. It was a truly amazing day. My favourite moment of Eugenie's wedding, I have to say, was the excitement of Sarah. Sarah Ferguson, Duchess Sarah, Duchess of York. She was. I would have loved Fergie Cam. If there could have been a camera that could have followed Fergie around, literally all the time, I would have been so happy to have just seen the joy in her face. And hopefully she'll be the same with Beatrice's wedding too, to Eduardo. Although we still don't know, obviously, if it's going to be televised. We don't know where it is. Is it going to be, in Italy? Is it going to be in the UK? Who knows? We really don't know at this point what it is. No, the Sussexes are not moving to Canada. Where is all this trot coming from? My goodness. No, they are not moving to Canada. Potentially there could be a tour in the offing at some point. but they are certainly not moving there. Sean says, Princess Beatrice will not single out Harry and Meghan over some petty feelings they have. What? What? All the family will be invited. Where is all this tosh coming from? I'm giving it all a big flap. Where is it all coming from? Crikey. Helen Grohl says, hope you are well. I am doing really well. Thank you so much. Karine says she was like a happy bee. She was like a happy bee. Just buzzing around. She was buzzing around. She was happy. She was animated. She was the highlight of that wedding for me, I have to say. Remind me to keep drinking. Yes, Harry and his cousins are close. They are, yes. Roger says, since last week, Canada has been mentioned. Well, it's a load of rubbish. Maybe a Canadian tour, maybe in the offing, but certainly not moving to Canada. Barbie says, you never know what you will get when Sarah is at a function. Super fun and potentially scary. We love her. We do love Sarah, Duchess. She puts her foot in it, figuratively speaking, although not so figuratively if you remember the 90s. But she puts her foot in it on the occasion. But she's like a lovable rogue, isn't she? Yes, H.M. the King is a troll. with the pink hair. Hello to Cheryl. What did he say? Elliot, can you confirm if Meghan and Harry's child is real or a doll? Well, most definitely 100% real, and never has been a doll. Thank you, Lizard Lady, for starting all that rubbish. Just me, says Sarah Fergie, sometimes makes me nervous watching what she might do. Oh, that's the excitement. That's the pleasure of her. Reg says, what is the resistance to thumbs up? So few given despite hundreds watching. How many? 370? Hello to 370 of you all. Yes, so 99 thumbs up with 370 watching. Hit that thumbs up if you like what you're watching. Yes, the end of seasons of silly to the extreme. Well, it's been silly season for the past year, hasn't it? I think really. In fact, I didn't notice much change during the actual silly season. B2B Field says, why are people still referring to Duchess Catherine, Duchess Meghan by maiden names? I have no idea. I really don't. I mean, I know from YouTube, lots of people still search when they're searching for videos. They still search for Meghan Markle. They still search for Kate Middleton. I don't know why. And the press still do it as well. I really don't know why. I just don't know why. I mean, the only possible thing is, sometimes titles are quite long when it comes to being punchy. I get that sometimes when I'm trying to do titles. Sometimes there's so much information that you need to try and get into a title that if you've got a clumbersome, the Duchess of Cambridge or the Duchess of Sussex, it can take up a lot of characters and you can only see the first 70 when you're scrolling down on YouTube. So sometimes it could be for length reasons, for punchiness, or just, I don't know. I mean, it wouldn't hurt them just to say Duchess Kate or Duchess, Duchess Meghan, just to shorten it down a little bit. But yeah, no, I agree. I don't think they should be using maiden names. DC says, where do people get so much nonsense? Archie is so cute and people need to be kind to the child. Yes, indeed, and I have no idea where all of this nonsense is coming from. Yes, H.M. the King needs a time out for that one. Sean says, the media said Harry and Meghan were exiled to Africa. What? But it turned out it was just a tour. Now they're saying they're moving to Canada, which might mean a tour. Exactly. There's probably talk behind the scenes of a tour at some point. May not even be next year. It could be a few years away. But there is so much of the Commonwealth that Harry and Meghan need to still see as a couple that eventually they'll get round to lots of different places. And one of those will probably be Canada at some point. It's pretty safe to say that will happen at some point. Gail says, I would love if Harry and Meghan came to Canada to live. Prince Andrew did a semester of school here in Ontario. Yes, I mean, royals have visited Canada throughout throughout history. Let me scroll you down a little tiny bit. Parmalee Stephen says you can do the thumbs up by leaving the chat for a second, then you can see where to click thumbs up. I've got it on a split screen. You can do it. You can do it if you've got the split screen. You can do it all in one. Southern Bell says back to the Queen's speech and the crown on its own pedestal. Yes, it will be carried in front of her, and it will be there next to her. I love and laugh says Duchess, Meghan, Duchess, Kate make money, media and clicks for YouTube. They do. Brenda says all that negative stuff is coming from some. Yes, it is coming from some YouTube channels. Tarot reading ones, Lizard Lady one, lots of nastiness. Isn't there one called Murky whatever? Yes, there's lots of horrible channels out there right now. Unsubscribe from all of them. H. the King says the sovereign has, under a constitutional monarchy, 3 rights: the right to be consulted, the right to encourage, and the right to warn. And a monarch of great sense and sagacity would want no others. Yes, she does indeed have all of those three rights, prerogatives, whatever you want to call it, and mainly she uses those during her meetings with the Prime Minister. So, you know, she is consulted, and she does have the right to warn and encourage. So, I don't know, let's just say the Prime Minister went to her with something, she could turn around and say, she could sort of ask questions, and she could say, you know, perhaps that needs a little bit more work, or, you know, something like that. And that would be an indication to the Prime Minister that the Queen doesn't think it's quite right, and that, you know, maybe need to go back and look at something a little bit differently. Maybe the Queen, with her great knowledge, has experienced something similar in the past that worked or didn't work, and maybe she can, you know, offer some kind of advice on something. So yes, she does indeed have those rights. Janet Fox says, just wondering, did the media refer to the Duchess of Wessex as Sophie Rhys-Jones for years? They definitely did before she was married. I think they did a little bit. I think I remember. I think they did refer to her as Sophie Rhys-Jones for a while. But then it did wear off. It wears off eventually. Although, yeah, I mean, you know, Diana, they didn't call her Diana Spencer forever. Although, you know, Kate Middleton, it's been, 8 years? So that hasn't worn off quite yet. They've kind of stopped with the Parker Bowls, I think, largely they've stopped with the Parker Bowls. So it kind of varies, but Catherine, we're still waiting for them to stop with the Middleton. Mary says, no, the UK had not be a part of the EU, no Brexit. Well, Brexit hasn't gone through yet. That's all I'm going to say on the matter. It hasn't gone through yet. Yes, the press always mention their ages as well. I don't know, it's like Kate Middleton. Age, and it's just, yeah, it's nonsense. It's just paper talk. It's like paper language, paper speak. Hayden the King says the relationship between the Queen and the Prime Minister is the linchpin of the whole British government. It is indeed, which is why the whole proroguing thing was rather unsettling, I do believe. Just Me says they say Lady Di forever here in the States. Oh. Dory says, are other members of the royal family scheduled to accompany the Queen during the opening tomorrow? I don't think other members. I think it will just be Charles. I mean, I'd be surprised if maybe we have had William and Catherine before. Maybe. Depends on what's going on. We'll have to wait and see. I haven't heard of any scheduling of any other royals, but we'll have to wait and see. Live, Love and Laugh says, ooh, having the Queen in your house. I don't know what I would do. I would want that photo. I would want that photo. I like Duchess Catherine's fashion too. I don't think she looks old-fashioned. I think it is I think what you said, I think it's classic. Mary, the Colettes or Clots, whatever they're called, they look good as well. I did like those. Louise says, yes, Catherine has a classic style. You never go wrong with that. Merriman says, maiden name, age, cost of fashion. These are just so important in the scheme of things. Yes, roll eyes. It's just the press. That's what they're kind of fixated on. Ugh. Yes. Thank you, Lisa. I'm doing well, thank you. Karine says, I totally agree too. Disrespectful, just like many other put-downs. There are so many different put-downs in the press. It's unbelievable. Now, what was next on one of my list of things that I wanted to talk about today? I've read that one. Oh yes, James Middleton. So I did want to talk a little bit about James Middleton. As we know, it was Mental Health Awareness Day this week. And lots of the royals did things. And I want to talk about, obviously he's not royal, but he is Catherine's brother. And I wanted to talk about a little bit about what he's revealed on Mental Health Awareness Day. So he revealed that he has had in the past suicidal thoughts, and also I think it's important to talk about it. And Catherine accompanied him to therapy to battle the debilitating depression that left him unable to do anything. And he revealed that he couldn't eat or sleep, wouldn't even see his family. But he did go to therapy to help him. So I think, it just goes to show that if you are struggling with these kind of issues, no matter who you are, go and see somebody, go and seek some kind of help, because that is really, really important. So he spoke to the Telegraph, which is a newspaper in the UK, and he said, I couldn't do anything, I couldn't sleep, I couldn't read a book, I couldn't eat, I removed myself from everything. He added that everyone is delighted at his progress, and he's now pinching himself to feel how lucky he is. The way I was a couple of years ago was about as far the other end of the scale as it could be. And of course now he's engaged to Elise Feathernet after a year of dating, and they are to be married. So if you go to his Instagram, there are lots of lovely photographs of him and what he gets up to. He also added that he's looking forward to settling down with his wife-to-be and his beloved dogs, and feels that now he can take on everything. He also said that during his worst times, his family members were the hardest people to talk to. So there we go. And I will post a link to the article if you want to read all of it, but I just thought that was important to mention with regards to World Mental Health Day. So there we go. There's the article if you wish to read it. Stephanie says, having severe issues with a clean connection, and yesterday I couldn't get into the Patreon chat at all. Oh no! Oh, I don't know what's going on. Mary says, James Middleton looks like he could play King George. Yes, he does have that look about him, doesn't he? Maybe that's what he's going after. Oh, if the chat's buffering, please just refresh. Little Ness says, wow, I'm sure his fiancée is his support. Wish them both happiness and hope he continues his therapy. Bentley says, I read a news story today of Catherine firing an assistant who just returned from maternity leave, but the story found a way to blame it on Harry and Meghan. What? Oh. Yes, well, I did see that, and I am going to. That was one of my stories that I wanted to read. So, let me just see if I can find it first of all, because I've got lots of links open. Here we go. Yes. So this is about Sophie Agnew, who is one of Catherine's aides. Now she's worked for Catherine for a long time, and she's recently got married. So she has left. Now the article that I've got in front of me quotes palace inside sources and all the rest of it, and they came up with a load of quotes down the bottom, which I'm going to read because I want to kind of pick them apart. So let's just go up a little moment. Here we go. So all they're listing it as is a senior source. So we don't know what a senior source is. Is it red sauce? Is it mustard? Is it mayonnaise? I don't know. Is it guacamole? I don't know what sauce it is. Is it cheese sauce? I don't know. But anyway, a senior source says, It is true that Sophie has left after 7 years of service. And then it says, her role has been made redundant as a result of the split of the households. She will not be replaced. So that was what the source said. But when Kensington Palace was asked itself, they replied, a Kensington Palace spokesman said, and Sophie Agnew declined to comment, so that they are not obviously speaking about personal issues. So we don't know in all of that what the real truth is. I personally think that it is the press spinning a yarn. Of course, this is one of the publications that Harry and Meghan are indeed taking legal action against because of false narratives. So I personally don't believe this. I think her departure has much more to do with her getting married than it does anything else. A lot of times when women get married, when they're in positions where that takes up a lot of their time, let's make no mistake about it, her role being a top aide to Catherine would have been very time intensive. She would have been required to be close to Catherine, going wherever she was on engagements, foreign tours, all the rest of it. You know, it's like a 24-hour job. You know, you wouldn't get much downtime. So, are you going to be, you know, that dedicated to a position, to a job, when you've just got married, you know, you're a newlywed, you may be wanting to start a family, you may be thinking that you're going to need maternity leave at some point. I just think that her departure is more of a clean break because she's got married rather than anything else. That's my own personal thought about it. I think all the other stories are just that negative narrative, again, to turn it back to the royal split, and which of course they are instigating, was started by Meghan and Harry and all the rest of it. So that is my thought and my takes on that story. I just think it's what you would call natural wastage. And of course, you know, all these sources say blah blah blah. Kensington Palace hasn't said any of that. So yeah, I just think it's the press spinning another yarn. Let me know what you think about that. I'm just going to kind of go up a little bit. We'll talk about the Charles documentary very soon. Let's have a look. No, Catherine's not expecting her fourth baby. No, she is not expecting her fourth baby. Not indeed. We always know if she's expecting because she gets that terrible morning sickness, like literally in the first week that she's pregnant. So, no. Mary Brunn says, it would be very hard for me to keep my mouth shut if false stories of me were being circulated. Liv Love says, if this woman was spreading false rumours, she deserves to be fired. I don't think anyone was spreading any rumours. PJR says, there is your personal assistant to Catherine. I would love it. Let's have a look. Bentley says, if she worked for Catherine for 7 years, it is very hard to tie in her leaving to Harry and Meghan. Exactly. And like I say, I think it's because she's got married. That's all I think it comes down to. And, you know, like I say, you know, working for a member of the royal family that closely is dedication. I mean, that's a lot of time away from where you really want to be, which is with your new partner, your new husband. So, and trying to start a family. So, I think it has more to do with that than anything else. Plus, a lot of people like to use working for the royals as a bit of a stepping stone to other things, because working for the royal family isn't that well paid, to be quite honest, but it does give you prestige. So, you know, butlers, chefs, aides, they all get often really good jobs elsewhere post working for the royal family. They build up a lot of their skills working for the royal family, and then they go and work for really wealthy, rich business people, oligarchs, you know, really rich, wealthy millionaires, billionaires. They go and work for them because they pay more, and it's for them. It's the prestige of having staff that have worked for the royal family. So there could be a lot of that as well. I think it's, you know, she's used the 7 years, 7 to 8 years of experience to, you know, get married, have potentially raise a family, and then springboard her career onto a lot more money. To be quite honest, to to help support her new growing family. So I think it has a lot more to do with that than anything else. That's just my own thoughts and logical feelings on it all. Yes, there is another word for silly, which we can't say on this channel. Karine says, "Oh, believe me, I would have been through it all. The seizures are caused by some. They are the dangerous kind, so we have to be careful." Oh, I think I've missed what you were talking about, but that sounds awful. Constance says, "Getting married certainly changes one's priorities." It does. Nashia says, "Rose, he wasn't to tag along brother. He was working beside his brother and sister-in-law." Yes. Should never be considered the third wheel. Sarah Ferguson being divorced is Sarah, Duchess of York. She's not the Duchess of York, and technically I don't think she's a princess anymore either. Yes, there are two foundations, the Royal Foundation, Duke and Duchess of Cambridge, and the Sussex Royal one as well. And I don't know exactly what Sarah's up to. I did see a question. I'm not quite sure what Sarah's up to at this moment in time. She could be in Verbier skiing. Who knows? Oh, you were talking about mental illness. Yes. I did miss, I think, a few comments. People were still typing about James Middleton, weren't they? Yes, Tammy says Catherine was going through this with her brother and we didn't know. It just shows that sometimes we may think their lives are perfect or easy, but everyone has their own struggles. I could not agree more. Now, I did want to talk about the new documentary with Prince Charles. So I'm going to go to my link on that one. So, I will share the link to this one because there's nothing particularly untoward in it. So, if you want to open it, you can. If not, you can just listen to me talking about it. So, there is a new ITV documentary with Prince Charles. So, when's it due to air? I think it might be next week. Next week potentially. But he talks about his role as, you know, obviously overseeing the Duchy of Cornwall, and he speaks about how he feels vindicated in today's world, that all the things that he's been talking about the environment, that kind of thing, have all basically, you know, he's been proven to be right about everything that he's been saying for over 50 years. So the documentary has been commissioned to mark the anniversary of his 50 years in charge of the Duchy of Cornwall estate. Now, in it, he's also hinted that it was time for new blood, as his eldest son, Prince William, prepares to one day inherit the duchy. The documentary follows Charles to all corners of his estate. That will be very interesting. I can't wait to see it. From family farms to the Isles of Scilly and his model village of Poundbury. Now, I love Poundbury. I would love to visit Poundbury. So, I'm not going to read all about it, but I'm not going to read the whole article. But he said, everybody was against it, referring to Poundbury. And in the end, I was determined to stick to my guns. I wanted to make sure that this time we did it in a more sustainable way. So there we go. He does indeed feel vindicated. He added that he hopes to still be alive to see the completion of the Poundbury Village project, so he can look back and reflect on his efforts. So there we go. And there is lots more sort of in the article as well. The first episode also offers a behind-the-scenes glimpse into the Duchy of Cornwall, which covers more than 130,000 acres across 23 counties. Let me just check the air date. I think, yes, the first episode will air at 9 p.m. on Thursday, October the 24th on ITV. And there is no confirmed air date for the second episode, but usually it's about a week later. So there we go. There will be a new documentary, which I will be watching because it sounds very, very interesting. Let's see what people are saying about that. Does Poundbury have a pound shop? That would be amazing if it did. I cannot answer that one because I don't know, but that would be amazing if that was true. I would love to see it. Curtis says, what is the progress going on with Harry and Meghan's legal fight against the tabloids in court? Did any public or celebrities file the case for Harry's legal fight for hacking games? I don't know about other celebrities, but we are not going to hear any news anytime soon about the legal issues going on. It may not even be. It may not even go to court next year. It could be 2021. I've heard talk that it could be 2021 before anything actually gets going, and it's likely we'll only start to hear more details about it then. So, unless anything major happens in the intervening period, I don't think we're going to hear anything about that for a very long time. But as soon as I do, of course, I'll do a chat on it. Liaton Beast says, thumbs up for Prince Charles. It takes a tough man to believe in what they do despite mockery from others. Yes, I mean, we all remember, the mockery of him talking to his tomatoes and that kind of thing. Hayden the King said, I bet the Queen has been to Poundland incognito. She might have worn one of those masks that they sell of the Queen, those paper cardboard flat masks, actually in the pound shop. That would be amazing if she hid behind her own mask. That would be just fabulous. That would be the perfect disguise. I think I've just told you when it's going to air. Stockdorf says, are you ever going to do the Scottish hamper tasting? Basically, I didn't get round to it. And I had to eat the stuff before it started to go off. So it's already been kind of eaten. My mum and dad had some of the pickles and chutneys and things like that. Because there are certain things that I really wasn't kind of keen on. But I kept a lot of the jams and preserves and that kind of thing. And the cracker breads and all that kind of thing. So it has been eaten either by my parents or by me. But I know I didn't get round to making a video on it. I just never got round to it. I do apologise. Let's have a little scoot up. Sam says, could a person sustain themselves on tea and crumpets? Probably, but you'd probably get some kind of deficiency somewhere. I was wondering the same about lemon drizzle. Rose says, has the tabloid British press lightened up since the Sussexes filed suits against them? Well, they lightened up before the tour, I think, obviously to get access to Archie. So they have kind of a little bit, I think, although we are still seeing little pops here and there. But it's not been quite as bad as it has been. But there's time for that one. I need to get a Queen doll. I would love a Queen doll. Yes, I think HM the King is our only moderator tonight. And we have 437 watching with 160 thumbs up. So that means that over 200 of you have not given me a thumbs up. Please do. Although I do have 8 thumbs down. Let me know what the thumbs down are. If you've left me a thumbs down, tell me. Tell me why you've given me a thumbs down. I want to know. Zlee says, the Queen's hair will give her away. I've retyped this. It probably would, wouldn't it? But beyond them, not if she's wearing a headscarf. She could wear a bald cap. Yes, she could wear a bald cap. Anthony King says, I thumbs down. Why did you thumbs down? Let me know. Parmalee Stevens says, speaking of the Queen going incognito, has anyone read the fictional book about the Queen walking off and taking the train? I believe for an adventure. Oh, that would be amazing, wouldn't it? Imagine if she took the tube. Lynn says, hello from Canada, first time in. Hello and welcome. Tim says, they gave you thumbs down because they are jealous. Well, they must be of my billions of fans. Billions. Lisa says, thumbs up please. Yes, thank you. 192 now, it's gone up a little bit. Nathan the King says, I don't like looking at the zero. What zero? What zero? What are we on about? Thumbs down equals haters, they do, or trolls. Mary says, did you hear about the Twitter controversy about Edward cut the cake? No, I didn't. What? I missed that one. What Twitter controversy about cake. Why did I miss something about cake? I love cake. Let me know. I really have missed that one. B2B Field says, considering that mental health is something so many people deal with, you would think the tabloid media would not put that kind of stress or pressure on someone who has particularly no family support and is a new mom. You would think so, wouldn't you? But we are dealing with people who are not quite normal. I'm talking about the others, not Meghan. Patricia says, people who had their comments deleted may have given you a thumbs down. Maybe they did. I've just gained another one. It's gone from 8 to 9. Let me know why you've given it me. The Joker rules thinks David Icke on the Queen is a lizard. No, the Queen is definitely not a lizard. Definitely 100% not. I think you need to go to Lizard Lady's channel. Lynn Bevery says, cake. Yes, I love a bit of cake. Lighter B says, we love you. Always thumbs up. Thank you. Tim says, my brother-in-law was on a tour of New York last week, and the tour guide told him the Queen was coming to New York in 2020. No, that is not true. She doesn't do long-haul travel anymore. No, most definitely not. Black for that one. Curtis says, what about Harry and Ed Sheeran's video for Mental Health Day and Meghan's International Girls' Day video? Yes, well, obviously I put both of those on my channel, so you can go and see those. I loved the interaction with Ed Sheeran. It just goes to show what good friends they are. Gingers Unite, I liked that one. It was very funny, and it did obviously raise awareness for Mental Health Day. Meghan's was also really, really good, sharing that kind of inspirational quote in the middle of it. It was just really, really nice to see some, going back to what I said earlier, to seeing some professionally produced material that they are putting out on their own social media account. I just thought it was really, really good. And I hope that we continue to see more of this type of thing coming out, being produced by the palace, or palaces. I really, really do. So yes, I really enjoyed those. And I can't say too much more about it because we've all seen it. So we've all seen kind of what it is. But yes, I thought it was really good, and I loved it. Rosie, I loved the cake video. Prince Edward was great. I don't think I've seen the cake video. Did I? Oh, is it Thanksgiving in Canada? Someone, Lisa Nashia says, Happy Thanksgiving, Canada. Is it Canadian Thanksgiving today? Oh, Sharona says, I sent you my letter this week. So, yes, it will probably be here for next time. Light Maybe says, I heard about the Queen referred to as a lizard. Please stop reading those strange things that strange people post. The Queen is an outstanding human being. Yes, she's indeed. And I don't really get the whole lizard thing, I have to say. Curtis says, people giving thumbs down are haters. Lizard ladies and, of course, trolls. Yes. Ooh, I bet lizard ladies here right now giving me a thumbs down. Beverly says, I think the press has lightened up on the Sussexes because it's getting old, tiring, and no one really wants to hear any longer. And 2, because the Sussexes are busy working for their charities, or because they want access to Archie and also they're being sued. Maybe reasons 3 and 4. Something Bell says, the knife looked like a saw on the cake. Oh, I didn't see that one. That sounds funny. 18 the King says, at Elderly Poodle, if Royal Reviewer was a pub, you'd be the bouncer. Most definitely. I would need one. Mary Run says, Edward, a cake in Northern Ireland in a way that some thought he was being funny and others are saying he's a spoiled royal who doesn't know how to cut a cake. Probably, like they said, it was probably the tool, the implement he was given to do it with. Tim says, 9 thumbs down is nothing. Many videos have 500 plus. Well, I'm up to 12 now, so I'm feeling honoured. I really am. Nashi says, exactly, Elliot, on why the press has backed off. I think so. Who is Lizard Lady? We're not even going to mention. Becky says, yes, it takes 10 days for a letter to get from the US to England, or thereabouts, yes. Did Meghan's dad speak about the lawsuit? I think he spoke about the letter. I'm not quite sure whether he mentioned the lawsuit directly, but he did speak about why he gave the letter, because he said about Meghan's friends saying, and he wanted to prove that what they were saying was wrong, although it didn't really, did it, to be quite honest. So yeah, he did kind of mention it, but not terribly too much. Yes, negativity does get tiresome. I was bored of it like 6 months ago. I kind of began to switch off from it. Southern Bell says, the state opening is intentional news. I bet more royalists will be there. Nashi says, yes, Troll Thomas has spoken out to me. He's helping their lawsuit. And Kathy says, most men don't know how to cut a cake properly. Well, you need a proper cake knife to begin with. So, did he have one of those? No, his dad's not being sued. Sharona says, it's just the media for publishing it. Sharona says, I just asked Alexa, and she said Thanksgiving in Canada is Monday the 14th of October. Ah, okay. So just slightly ahead. Southern Bell says, it will just be Charles... No, Hating the King says, to Southern Bell, it will just be Charles and Camilla most likely. I agree. I mean, potentially we could see William and Catherine, but who knows? I would like to see them, but it's certainly not been confirmed. Cody says, I think Harry was rude with Ed Sheeran. I think Ed Sheeran wants to explain, mention, and wants to write in his laptop as gingers, but Harry refused. It wasn't real, people. It was a sketch. Elect Lady says, but the letter proved he was lying. Yeah, it did. It was... I don't know. I don't know why he even said that. It did. Anna Maria says, I know you can't read every single post, but a couple of us missed your stating when the documentary will air. Let me go back and find it. Hang on. I forgot myself. Here we go. Right, it was at the bottom. The first episode will air at 9 p.m. on Thursday, October the 24th on ITV. There we go. Mary Brink says, I think Edward was trying... Edward does like to be funny and be humorous on his engagement. So, again, I haven't seen the footage, so I can't say. But it does seem like something that he would do to be funny. Leslie says, oh, come on, how can people criticise Edward cutting of the cake? You're just having fun and a sense of humour. There are multiple videos of his other appearances cutting a cake. He does often have a bit of a flourish when he attends engagements. Hitting the King says, William and Catherine will be in or on the... Oh, of course, yes, the tour. So no, William and Catherine will not be there. Of course, the Pakistan tour. Well remembered. And yes, they will most likely be readying themselves or on or about to go on the tour. Fiona says, I'm over 4 hours north of the border, but sure. And Annette says, I just saw it and Prince Edward was funny. There we go. So he's probably just being funny. His usual funny, humorous self. Sharona says, your brooch is wonky. Is it wonky? Well, it's okay. It would be more better if it was like that, I suppose. But I'm not going to fix the wonk. It can remain wonky. Little imperfections are beautiful. Robin says, Curtis, come on, it was a skit, relax. And Just Me says, yes, obviously he was just being funny. I would like to see more of him. We don't know anything further on William and Catherine's Pakistan tour because a lot of the engagements were embargoed because of security reasons. So, other than the briefing that I read on my live chat a few times ago, that is all that we know at present until the tour starts to unfold. PJR says, Elliot, just wanted to see a close-up of your chest. Yes. Oh, look, I can make my brooch go. That's quite funny. Right. It's in the King says Pakistan tour is the 14th to the 18th. Guess there's going to be a lot of royal news on Monday. Yes, lots to cover. So I will be busy working on Monday. Mary says Camilla Tominey seemed angry as she talked about the lawsuit, and the video of Harry and Ed was really funny. I'm a ginger and I laughed. It was funny. I don't think two people that have ginger red hair, together having a bit of a joke could be offensive. How could it be offensive? That's just silly. Some people like to be offended by everything, don't they? Patricia says Harry's up for the sexiest dad of the year in People magazine. Woohoo! Let's get voting. Let's have a look. Tammy says, me too, Mary, but ginger prejudice isn't a thing in the US. Yeah, there is still, some ginger prejudice that goes on in the UK, and hey, they were highlighting it, and, it shouldn't happen. Rose says, I think the Wessexes are divine, but the press don't find them controversial and glamorous enough to give them more coverage. True. More than likely true. The King says, William and Catherine are probably leaving in the early hours of the coming morning. Yeah, typically they would arrive ahead. Christine says, Elliot is the sexiest royal reviewer of the year. Most definitely. And Karine says, I think the delay in the itinerary is for security reasons. Yeah, entirely. That is the reason why. Now, I want to talk about Prince William in the pub, because that was quite a really good video. So I will post the link. I think the video is here as well. Yes, the video is in the article as well. So I'll post the link, and the video is there, but you've probably already seen it anyway. It is also on the Kensington Royal Instagram page. And let me just go back to it. Where's it gone? Here we go. Oh no, I've just clicked it off. Right, hang on. I'm going to have to open my own link. I accidentally clicked on the X. Here we go. So, Prince William and Chelsea boss Frank Lampard. Why is it covering my screen? Greet fans in London pub as the Royal watches England lose 2-1 to the Czech Republic. There we go. So, we all know Prince William is a huge football fan and president of the FA. So he went to a pub in Battersea. In fact, it was called the Prince Albert pub in Battersea in southwest London on Friday night. And there is a video, a really cute video, which you can watch. And he just looks like any other, any other bloke, as we say in the UK, in a pub with a pint in his hand, watching the footy, as we say in the UK. And I think he thoroughly enjoyed it. He's been president of the Football Association, the FA, since 2006. And like I say, the video is 1 minute 53 long, and just go and watch it is all I will say if you haven't already. It looks like he's having lots of fun in the photographs as well. Speaking at the event, William said, this year the FA and Heads Together have joined forces to launch Heads Up, showing the world of football that our mental health is just as important as our physical health, and that we all need to take care of our everyday mental fitness and provide support to one another when we face setbacks, so we can be match fit for whatever lies ahead. And yes, there we go. I agree with Prince William entirely. Let's go back to the live chat to see what people are saying. Sharona says, what do you think of Duchess of York having medical help on her feet? It totally makes sense why she looked so relieved to sit down next to Beatrice a year ago. Well, of course, she revealed that she had cosmetic surgery. I did make a video on that, talking at length about that, so I won't carry on too much about the whole cosmetic surgery business. You can go and watch my other video for that. But certainly, if you've had something done to your feet, if you've been having pain or whatever discomfort, getting that fixed will be like a godsend, won't it? So yes, I can only imagine her relief at not being in pain. Could I say hi to Robert Hampton in Oregon? Yes. Hello, Robert Hampton in Oregon. Living Lass says Prince William in the pub with Lampard was a surprise. A pint in hand, having fun with the lads. He was indeed having fun with the lads. No, I very much doubt the Cambridge children are going. It's too short a trip. So no, I don't think so. But they will just stay at home with Nanny. The Nanny. Melody says, my new grandson is a ginger. You look wonderful. Thanks for all you do for us. You are more than welcome. Mwah. And congratulations on your new grandson. Hayden the King says, the kids are probably staying with Nanny and Grandad Middleton. That is a potential possibility too. Oh, Hayden the King says, Pakistan is 4 hours ahead. That's good. That's good for me because because they'll be finished and then I can make videos on their stuff. That's good for me. Ahead is always good for me. Behind isn't so good. Mary Brunn says, I'll bet William would love to go to a pub, watch a football game and have a pint without cameras. I'm sure he may have done. Maybe we don't know about it. But yes, he may very well have done. Now, I also want to talk about Meghan because it was revealed this week that a schoolgirl recovering from a brain tumour revealed that she has been pen pals with Meghan for 2 years. And the Duchess sent her a voice note via Prince Harry during the school visit that he went on this week. So I just thought that was really adorable. The girl's name is Elena, I think you pronounce it Genk, G-E-N-C, who is aged 14 from Nottingham. And she's been writing to Meghan for a couple of years. So Prince Harry at this engagement embraced Elena during his visit and he passed on this personal voice note. So yes, he delivered a special voice note from Meghan, and I don't think we got to hear what it actually was. I don't think that there's any quotes about what it was. But she said, wow, just wow. I've been lettering with Meghan for about 2 years now, and she sent me a little voicemail, and I listened to that. So there we go. So we don't have details on what Meghan said in the voicemail, but I'm sure it was obviously warm and friendly because they've been chatting for a while now. So they've been exchanging letters for 2 years whilst the girl underwent medical treatment. Elena admitted she was blown away by the note, saying, I've been lettering with Meghan for around 2 years now, and she sent me a little voicemail. I listened to that, and that's kind of all there is. No, there's a little bit more. Elena said, I sent her a letter because she made a speech, and that was the one that really inspired me, her UN Women's speech. I just wrote to her to say how much it inspired me, and we had been lettering ever since. The schoolgirl went on to give Prince Harry a soft toy for Archie. It's from Pets as Therapy. They give you therapy for children with actual pets. It's for children going through tough times in hospital or mental health issues. They give them a little dog to play with and it kind of releases stress. Animals do. The Duke told her that he loved the gift, with the schoolgirl explaining he would love it because he hadn't been able to sleep because of Archie for the past few days. So there we go. Archie has been up crying, I do believe. And that's kind of all there is on that article. So I just thought that was really, really lovely to see that Meghan has been lettering or pen paling, whatever you want to corresponding, for 2 years with this girl behind the scenes. Sorry, I've got an itch on my lip. So they've been, corresponding for 2 years behind the scenes. So again, it goes to show that there is so much that goes on that we don't see, that is really, really good and positive. Elect Lady says the toy dog was a nice gift. Prince Harry said he loved it. Liv Little Lass says that was very nice of Duchess Meghan. Sure the girl was delighted. I'm sure she was. Yes, ginger prejudice is a real thing. Well, not really prejudice as in, I'd say more making fun of. I think it's, some people see gingers as a fair game to make fun of. So people will make jokes about red hair, blah, blah, blah. But it's not acceptable, and most respectable people won't. But it's kind of like that kind of subconscious thing of it's okay to mock gingers, when it's not okay to mock other people for other things. So yes, there is still some ginger prejudice that does need tackling, and of course, that's what that video was, playing to rather. NR thinks the Middletons will definitely be staying with the kids. And Elect Lady says Meghan does do a lot behind the scenes. Yes, and probably so much that we even now don't know what's going on. And the same with all the royals too. Betty is sat here having a top of whiskey. Don't get too drunk. HM the King says Carol and Michael are probably staying at Kensington Palace with the kids. Couldn't leave them alone with the nanny for that long. Someone needs to do the school run. Nashi says, I love hearing about Meghan and her pen pal. Curtis says, Queen Elizabeth absolutely is an iron lady. This age of 93 years, people retired and relaxed. She's a goddess. She is a goddess, and yes, there is no retiring for the Queen. Annie says, Archie's teething, so cute. Yes, imagine the sleepless nights, my goodness. Yes, can you imagine being a pen pal with Meghan? I can imagine it. And I bet it's amazing. Tammy says auburn hair is stylish in the US. Maybe not as stylish as blonde, but it's considered very nice. Hitting the King says, did this person sell that story of being a pen pal? No, I think she just mentioned it in passing. It wasn't. She hasn't sold any letters. Although I'm sure she'll be, offered amounts of money by the... Oh no, what if the press get hold of her and try and get the letters? I'm sure she wouldn't. I'm sure she wouldn't sell them. Jan, we've spoke about Catherine and the aid, so you're going to have to scoot all the way back up after to kind of get that. Leslie says, laughing, I pay a lot for my ginger locks. Lee says, go Alina, she did herself proud, she did. No. How are we doing for time? Oh, we're okay for time for the minute. I will stay on for around another 15 minutes, so if you have anything... I think have I covered all the things I wanted to? Oh yes, no, there was one more that I really wanted to talk about. So, Prince Andrew was spotted today going out for a morning ride at Windsor Castle. Now, there are some photographs, if you want to look. If you don't, that is entirely up to you. But there are some photographs of Prince Andrew at Windsor. So he's obviously, still staying at Royal Lodge. And where's it gone? There we go. So there are some pictures of him out riding on the Windsor estate. I mean, it's just kind of long shot photographs, kind of, paparazzi type photos. You can quite clearly see him on horseback, and then the article goes into all what's going on in his life at the moment. But yes, it did say that he was spotted on horseback, and he has just returned from a trade mission to Australia. He attended a Pitch at the Palace event in Murdoch University in Perth, Australia. And there we go, that's all there is. He's just accompanied by head groom Terry Pendry, and he's been out on horseback in the rain. Like I say, there's not terribly too much you can see from the photographs, it's just Andrew on a horse. But there we go, it happened today, so I thought I would mention it. Creative Life says, pretty sure that young lady has more scruples than the British press and certain family members. She won't part from her letters. I am sure. I am positive. But I bet the press have tried. Hayden the King says, I don't think the press will be going for any of Meghan's letters anytime soon. Well, let's hope not. Let's hope not. But you see, they could try and get them and then, literally not publish the letters, but kind of get the themes, if you know what I mean, to disguise it. Ah, that's better. My throat feels really dry tonight. I don't know why. MSCB 2012 says, I'm new to Patreon, but I'm unable to make the weekly chats because of my work schedule, unfortunately. Oh no, well, I mean, I can't really do it at any other time on a Friday, so thank you for being a patron. It it really really does help. And I'm really enjoying doing the Friday night live chat. So for those of you who don't know, if you are a member of my Patreon, Patreon, there is a website and an app. I will send you a link to a YouTube live chat that I do every Friday at 9 p.m. GMT, and it's a quieter, more slow environment to be able to ask questions and interact without all the without risk of trolls and all the rest of it. So I'm really enjoying doing these Friday night live chats. I think we are up to, I think it was 6. I think it was 5 or 6 Friday gone yesterday. So I'm really enjoying it, and thank you to all the Patreons who are supporting the channel. It really does help. So thank you. Mwah. Oh, Nashia's throat is dry because she's eating Cheetos. Do you know what? I've never actually eaten a hot Cheeto. Let's have a look. Oh, Harry Walter says, actually they were letters in French because she's learning French. Becky says, if I had a correspondence with anyone in the royal family, I would never ever betray them by selling out. Indeed. Kelly says, happy to be here, albeit late. I did acquire the Kate Middleton Royal Wedding Doll, Franklin Mint, a few weeks ago. It's, yeah, great. Carol says, just wanted to say hi from Houston, Texas. Really enjoy the news on the royals. Thank you and hello. Corrine says, I was raised in a family that loved red-haired people. We're about half Irish Scottish, so that might be why. Oh, my London trip. Yes, okay. I did speak about my London trip on my Friday night chat. So I went to London on Monday morning. I went on the train, and I got to see. Actually, you'll see the footage. So the footage that I took, I'm going to put in my weekly vlog on Elliot's British Life. So it will be in the middle of my weekly vlog coming up tomorrow. So do make sure that you're subscribed to my second channel, Elliot's British Life, and then you will get to see that video. So I went on the train with people, and I got to walk outside Buckingham Palace. Went into the Houses of Parliament, which was amazing, and we got to see. I went on this trip a few years ago. Let's just take a drink. That's better. So I went on this trip a few years ago, and we got to go into the Queen's robing room, but because they're getting ready for a state opening of Parliament, certain bits were closed off. So it was really nice this time to actually see Parliament being prepared for the Queen's state opening of Parliament. So I did get to go in both chambers. I went in the Houses of Commons and the House of Lords, and I got to stand on the seats that you see on the red seats in the House of Lords and the green seats in the Commons. I got to see where the Speaker, John Bercow, shouts, "Order! Order!" from, and it was amazing. Now, you can't film or take photographs in most of the Palace of Westminster, which is the Houses of Parliament. So there are only 2 places where you can get footage. So I managed to get footage in those 2 places. We went on a walking tour of London, and I got as close as I could to the Downing Street, number 10 Downing Street gates, because there was a protest going on at the time I was there. Action Rebellion or Extinction Rebellion or something or other. It was a peaceful protest, but I was literally walking amongst all of it. So the footage is pretty. It's real. That is what was happening during all these protests. There was police everywhere. There was helicopters going over. It was quite intense, but it was fun. It was fun to walk through everything and see all the sights. Went to Trafalgar Square, Covent Garden, Leicester Square. Just walked through the streets. We passed Clarence House, the Queen Mother and George VI statues. I went down the Mall. We went outside Buckingham Palace. Of course, I couldn't go into the palace because it was shut at that point. But I got to kind of see the gates and see the balcony. We walked through some of the parks. It was amazing. Then on the second day, I got to go inside the National History Museum, which was really, really, really good. and then went back on the train. So it was a really kind of quick whistle-stop visit, and I can't wait to go back on my own or with someone and actually do a proper in-depth go to different places. I'd like to stay longer, to be quite honest, but it was really fun, and I'm really glad that I got to go, to be quite honest. Hayden says standing on. No, I didn't stand on the seats. I stood like with my back, with my legs to the backs of them. You couldn't sit on them. Have you any manners, you filthy beggar? No. Yes, I am. I will be going to Windsor at some point. Definitely, I need to do more trips. Yes. Let's just go down a little bit. How many miles? I have no idea. I haven't got. I haven't got a watch that does that, so I don't know how many miles I walked. Let's drink. That's better. Did you meet Blackrod? No, but I walked past where he does the on the door, which we'll see tomorrow. Elise says, London visit so exciting, like a movie. How fun. It was really good. Who's Blackrod? He's the man with the big black rod that bangs on the door. That's the easiest explanation I can give you. He bangs on the door when the door is shut in his face. So he's a representative of the Queen. So the Houses of Commons shuts the door on him, and then he bangs on the door with his black rod. And then they open the doors and let him in, and then he basically summons the politicians, the MPs from the Commons to go into the Lords at the request of the Queen. How did you sign up? No, it wasn't like a walking. It was a self-walking tour. It wasn't an organised tour. I just called it a walking tour, but basically we did lots of walking around London. Constance says, I went to London on my honeymoon and did not want to leave. I really want to go again. Catherine says, do you think Prince Harry and Meghan see the Queen for Christmas? Yes, I think they'll go for Christmas. My prediction is I think they will go. I would love to go to Sandringham too. And Highgrove. I'd love to go to Highgrove. Maybe I'll be able to do a lot more travelling now. As you know, some of you know, my circumstances have changed. And I think that I will be able to do a lot more travel. Yes, must hydrate. Yes, the Queen commands this honourable house to attend. I'll do it in a more Blackrod voice. The Queen commands this honourable house to attend Her Majesty immediately in the House of Peers. There we go. That was my impression. Sharon says, would love to do that. And actually, that was my favourite part of the whole trip, was actually just walking the streets of London, seeing all the sights, and there were some pretty weird things going on that day. So watch my vlog for just randomness. I mean, complete and utter randomness. Yes, all because of Charles I. Didn't he have someone that he entered himself, didn't he? And yes, ever since then. It's in the King says, I love walking around London, something special about it. There most certainly is. Right, I'm going to close this week's chat because I don't think my throat can hold out much longer. Anyway, I'm going to pack away, edit the video. Any links that I've shared in here, I will add to the description box. So if you're watching on Catch Up, the links will be there and you can open them if you want to. And then I'm going to have a cup of tea and relax. In fact, actually, I've not had dinner yet and it's 11:30. And that's because I had fish and chips with my nan today, and I had quite a lot of fish and chips. So, so I've not had my dinner yet. So anyway, I'm going to go. Thank you so much for joining me for another week. And thank you to all the patrons that joined on Patreon. And please make sure that you visit Elliot's British Life. Make sure you subscribe to that channel and you will see my weekly vlogs. So, if you have enjoyed this video, please give it a big old thumbs up. What are we up to now? 415 watching with 244 thumbs up. I need to see those thumbs up go up. Let's see if we can get to 300 thumbs up by the time I end this vlog, which will be about 20 seconds. So thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, please give it a big old thumbs up. Don't forget to share on social media, and also do hit the bell so that you know whenever I upload a new video, and also make sure you are subscribed to this channel and Elliot's British Life. 399 watching with 267 thumbs up. Keep going, higher, higher. Right, I'm going. So from me in Shropshire, mwah to you all, and goodbye.